Hey guys, welcome into the Sportscast here. Joseph Bryan, and it looks like it's gonna be me tonight, going solo, but that's all right. We're gonna look ahead at Week 1. We're gonna talk about the Cowboys and Eagles game, and we might have a special guest on the show later on this evening. Um, but we shall see. Guys, welcome in. It's the best season of it all. Okay, I'm everyone has their favorite season, whether that be fall, whether that be Christmas, whether that be summer, winter, whatever. Favorite season, my favorite season's football, and it is back. And I don't know if the wife's already sick of it, but um, it's just a great time of year. All right, it's a great time of year. Beautiful. It's just wonderful to have football back. College, NFL gives you the reasons to smoke some meat, have some good friends over, and talk a lot of smack to your division rivals and your Cowboy fans. So we had a game last night. Yes. The Eagles and Cowboys played last night. If you didn't know, we started a new podcast, and it is called Them Boys Podcast, and it's a podcast strictly on the Dallas Cowboys. And we started that, so look forward to Stephen and Lee doing a show all about that. They did a show right before the game last night, and they did a little clip of it after as well. So they're going to talk about all stuff Dallas Cowboys. You got the game going on right now. Chiefs and Chargers. This is a Chargers home game, but they are playing in Brazil. And this is a game last year that the Packers and Eagles played to open the season. And I didn't want to play there. The field's terrible. I kind of knew that going in. I had question marks about it. People were getting injured left and right. Hopefully no injuries tonight. Now, I know Xavier Worthy did get blindsided by his own player, and Travis Kelce, they ran into each other. Looks to maybe a separated shoulder or a broken collarbone. Makes like he's going to miss some time there. But right now, it's the second quarter. The Chiefs have not looked very good. They just put 3 points on the board with a field goal, but it's 10-3 Chargers over the Chiefs right now. It should be 14-3, but the Chargers get down the red zone. They have 2 holding penalties. They drive them way far back, and they don't score a touchdown there. So they just scored the field goal. Now, the Cowboy game last night. I watched the Cowboy game for the first half. I watched it the halftime, and then I watched right up until the rain delay. When the rain delay, I said, hey, I got to go to bed. I got to get up early. And I'm not talking about like 8 in the morning or 7 in the morning early. I'm talking about I wake up at 3:45 in the morning. So I had to get up early. I go to bed. I wake up, and it's the same exact score. My thought is, did they ever come back from the rain delay? Because no one scored the second half. Now, so I'm glad I was able to go to bed, because I would have been mad to stay up to watch 0 scores the whole second half. And I think there's a couple things we could take away from this football game. One being, from a Cowboys perspective, you hung in there with the Eagles. Dak played pretty good. He played pretty fantastic. He was able to hit a lot of players. Now, CeeDee Lamb dropped some passes, some big-time passes that could have led them to tying the ball game or winning the ball game later on, but he dropped them. And CeeDee Lamb had a great game. He was 7 for 110 yards, 13 targets. George Pickens didn't get all that many targets. I'm surprised we didn't see more of him. So we'll see if they bring him in there more next game. But you hung in there the first half. Your defense didn't look very good the first half. They just didn't. They didn't spy the quarterback. Hurts kind of ran all over them. He was a leading rusher for the Eagles at 62 yards. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. And when they got to the red zone, he made it look easy because they weren't spying him. They weren't worried about him running apparently, and he was able to look some defenders off and make it to the end zone. And I think the turning point here was when Miles Sanders fumbled. They hold the Eagles. It was 21-20.5. They hold the Eagles to 3 points, 24-20. And they get the ball. They're driving down, looking like a good drive. Look like they're going to score another touchdown. And Miles Sanders fumbles the football. Eagles scoop it up. And the only reason they don't take it back to the house there is because Dak makes a shoestring tackle. Then the rain comes in, the delay. And then maybe the delay kind of killed the momentum. And the second half, I just don't understand how the Cowboys offense didn't get into field goal range a couple times where they're one of the best, if not the best kicker in the football. We were interested to see about the running backs. Miles Sanders with a fumble there. He had 53 yards and 4 carries, and Javonte Williams, 15 carries, 54 yards. I wasn't too impressed with the running backs. Javonte Williams seemed to run pretty hard. Miles Sanders had 1 rushing for 49 yards. So you take that out of there, and he had 3 rushes for like 2 yards. So nothing too impressive with the running backs with the Dallas Cowboys. They were able to stop Saquon Barkley. He had 18 carries, 60 yards. So they were able to stop the run, but they missed the pass rush last night. Jalen Hurts had a lot of time in the first half in the pocket to make decisions, to open up holes for him to run in. And they missed Micah Parsons last night trying to get to the quarterback, in my opinion. On the other side, the Eagles, man, your defense is the youngest defense in the league, and it showed. First of all, you got the dumbass, sorry for the language, you got the stupid act of spitting in Dak Prescott's face or Jalen Carter and straight up getting ejected out of the game, which, I mean, you might as well. And Chris Collinsworth said this on the he expressed this on the game that, hey, you might as well just spit in your team's face. You cannot do this. It's like, you cannot do this to your football team. And you made a boneheaded decision, and it could have cost you the game. It didn't. So I'm just dumbfounded that no one scored in the second half. Jalen Hurts had 152 yards. They only sacked him once. The Cowboys now allow 0 sacks to Dak Prescott. I thought the Dallas Cowboys defense or offensive line would be a little problem this year. But apparently not. They allowed no sacks. So we'll see. I wasn't too impressed with Philly's defense. Offense, first half, obviously, pretty dang good. You scored 24 points and a half. We're expecting a big game here. Points-wise, it doesn't happen. But this is, I don't like the word moral victory, because victory means you won and the Cowboys didn't win. But this was a moral success, if you might call it. People thought the Eagles are going to blow you out of the water. You stick around. Dak looked good the first half. If CD makes some catches, maybe you win this game. And I think at the end of the day, the Cowboy fans, and get on here and tell me if I'm wrong on the Sportscast on YouTube. Come in the chat room. Come talk to me, guys. But this is a game that I would be frustrated with, because you could have won it. You could have won it. And we talked about the schedule of the Cowboys. It's one of the most brutal schedules in that later half of the season. So winning early games is very important for this football team, especially in the division, especially with this division where you could possibly have 3 playoff teams, and you let one slip here. I thought Shoddy called a good game. I thought they had some good play calls on offense. I thought they came out and they played physical. Ryan said it looks like the culture's changed here in Dallas. Well, it's one game, but it's a good start. It looks like everyone gave max effort out there, and Dak is on the sideline being the leader that he is, and so all in all, good game for Dallas. But second half, you got to score some points, and but they hung on there with the defending champions. I think the Eagles, and we talked about it in the offseason, and I want to point out that Craig mentioned that the defense lost a lot of players. Jeff was more on the line that it doesn't matter because Vic Fangio can coach a terrible defense and into a good defense, which Vic Fangio is daggum good. But last night, it looked like in the secondary, especially, that the Eagles can be thrown on. The Eagles have a flaw back there, and they got a lot of guys. When you win the Super Bowl, it usually happens. They go somewhere else. They go and they make more money. They've already won the Super Bowl. Let me go get my bag now. And they leave. And that's understandable. It also happens with your coaching staff, usually. So, boring second half game. Eagles won the first half, and they both look bad in the second half. But Dak played one heck of a game. I thought the penalties were crap. I thought the penalties were soft. The taunting is totally soft in NFL. I don't care what team it gets called against. I don't care if it gets called on my team or against my team. It's soft. Eagles player makes a tackle. He gets up and just kind of, it's a male athlete. Made a great play. He's going to, I'm looking for the word. He's going to celebrate. They call him for taunting. I thought the hit over the middle of the field was a weak call. The defender didn't lower a helmet, didn't lower a shoulder and hit him in the head. He just basically ran into him to jar the ball loose. They called the penalty there. The Cowboys get bailed out right there. I thought it was a weak penalty. If he had lowered his shoulder or lowered his head in malintent to do something, but he didn't. They collided basically. So, but overall, Eagles get the win. A good divisional win with the Dallas Cowboys at home. With the Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles at home. So now, the next time they meet, they will play. Next time they meet, I believe, is when they start the stretch of hard and difficult teams. Let's look at the Dallas Cowboys schedule, and you'll see what I mean. It's the first time this has happened in the history of football that a team has to face 5 teams in a row that won, or 4 teams or 5 teams that won 13 games or more the year before. So they play the Eagles November 23rd, then they play the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, then they play the Lions, then they play the Vikings. Those are difficult teams. They play the Chargers, who won 10 games last year. They play the Commanders, who won more than 10 games last year. So down the stretch is a very difficult time for the Dallas Cowboys. So winning these games early is a must. And you were close in this one, but you got no cigar at the end of the day. They have to play both halves. You can't play one half and expect to win. You got to play 4 quarters. Neither of these two teams played 4 quarters, and it seemed like they needed to clean up a lot of stuff last night. It's the first game of the season. You're going to have some of those, sloppiness. But you look at, the Philadelphia wide receivers disappeared. Dallas Goedert, I thought he had a good game, 7 catches, 44 yards. He seemed to be the guy catching the most. Devontae Smith, 3 for 16. J.J. Brown, 1 for 8. This defense held the wide receivers big time. And, if you told me that A.J. Brown had 1 catch and Devontae Smith had 3 catches, I'm telling you the Dallas Cowboys won. And Saquon only got 60 yards. I'm thinking, okay, well, the Dallas Cowboys won this game, but they didn't. So, tough loss for the Dallas Cowboys. As you let one slip, you should have won that game. It was right there for you. It's 10-3 still. Chargers over Chiefs. Chargers driving down the field to try and score before halftime. All right, let's get into this week's games, guys. You've got. Let's get to the 12 o'clock games. You got the Buccaneers and the Falcons. Me and Craig call this one of the top 5 games of the week. It's a divisional game. And when you play a divisional game right out the bat, it's going to be tough. And I like divisional games right out the bat, and then I don't like divisional games right out the bat because, it's the first game. You're probably going to have some kinks to work out and some sloppiness. So if you're to come out and you're not ready to play, it's going to hurt you in the long run in the division, especially if it's close. I like divisional games at the end of the year because it could mean playoff opportunities and everything like that. It makes it a little bit more entertaining to watch. But Buccaneers Falcons with this one, I wanted to go Falcons here with the upset. I'm going with the Bucs to win this game. I think I'm really interested to see if Baker Mayfield can be consistent. We talked about it on Tuesday. He had a great year last year, and if he has that year again this year, the Bucs will be the guaranteed favorite to win that division. And I picked him to win the division, but I'm interested to see Michael Penix Jr. I thought he looked pretty good last year. He wasn't amazing, but he made some strong throws. Another year under his belt this year with the team, and I think he's going to turn into be a pretty decent quarterback for the Falcons. But I got the Bucs winning this one. You look down to the Bengals and the Browns, and this one's the Browns have been probably the most talked about team in the offseason due to the fact of Shedeur Sanders in a trade and all that jazz, as he's their third string quarterback. But this one's easy for me. I think the Bengals win it. I think Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in football, and I think they're going to have one hell of a year. I think they win the division. We talked about it on our AFC division picks. I got the Bengals winning that division. I don't think the defense is going to be as bad as it was. I think it'll be a little bit better. I think they sign they get the extension done with the best pass rusher in football last year, and their rookie pass rusher they drafted signs a contract, so that's good news for them. They on offense they're a juggernaut. I think they win this one pretty easily. But the Bengals have been known to start off slow. They need to come out and set the standard this season. They need to come out and start fast because they need to say, hey, they need to get over that. Starting slow, we've always known they start slow. They need to get over everyone knowing them as a slow starter. And I think they do it here. I think they beat the Browns easily. And we move on. You got Miami at Indianapolis. This one's an easy one. Give me the Miami Dolphins. I don't think Miami's going to be good this year, but the Colts are going to be one of the worst teams in football. And you got Danny Dimes starting over Anthony Richardson, which was an interesting move in my book. But, who knows? Maybe Tua stays healthy all year. He doesn't get concussed, and maybe they have a better season. Him and Tyreek Hill had some problems over the offseason. Tyreek Hill at the end of the last season said, I'm out of here. Didn't sit well with Tua, and I don't think it would sit well with a leader. It wouldn't sit well with the quarterback, the leader of the football team. And they hashed it out, and Hill's trying to come back and play way better because his last year was not very good. So give me Miami to win that one. You got the Raiders and the Patriots. Interested to see what Geno Smith can do with the Raiders this season. Interested to see what Pete Carroll's going to do there. Interested to see Genty starting his first game against the Patriots. I think the Patriots can be a lot better this season than most people think. I think the hire of Mike Vrabel in the offseason, another year of Drake May under his belt. I think the Patriots are going to be a lot better. They get a good running back as well. So watch out for the Patriots. I got the Patriots winning this one at home. Cardinals and Saints. I don't believe in either of these two football teams. I think the Cardinals are more talented. And when you tell me the Saints starting quarterback is Spencer Rattler, then they're not going to be very good. They're playing for that number 1 pick next season. Give me the Cardinals to win this one. Interesting game at number 12. I'll be interested to watch because Aaron Rodgers is starting his debut with the Pittsburgh Steelers versus his old team, the New York Jets. I talked about it a lot this offseason, and with Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets and everything, or Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers, and a lot of people call them wash. But go look at his numbers last season, top 10 in a lot of categories. I think he's going to have a good season this year. I think he takes the Steelers to the playoffs. And you might think I'm crazy. I don't think they win the division. Maybe they're a wild card, the 7th wild card. But they got a good defense as long as they protect Aaron Rodgers. I I think they're going to be good. Are decent. I think they beat the Jets here. When your Jets quarterback is not very good, the organization is immune to winning the football games, and I just don't think it's going to go very well for you guys. But this is a team I think that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have to play hero ball. He provides on the defense. He provides on a good running game. And he's smart with the football as far as not turning the ball over. I think, and with the head coach, Mike Tomlin being great, I think is going to lead him to success with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think it was ever going to work out with the Jets because of the fact that the Jets are immune to winning, and the head coach I didn't really believe in. But now he's got a good head coach. He's got a good defense. They're known to pound the ball, and I think the Steelers are going to be a lot better than a lot of teams are thinking. You got the Giants and the Commanders. The Commanders are looking to prove that they are here, right? They had a great year last year. Jane Daniels came on looking like a beast. I love the virtual reality training he does. Dan Quinn looks awesome. The Cowboys are shooting themselves in the foot for letting him go. They're going up against the Giants. Russell Wilson, Neighbors. Is Neighbors playing? I don't know. He's questionable to start the game. So if you got him on fantasy, go ahead and make sure you're watching. I got the Commanders winning this one pretty easily. I think the Commanders, I predicted them to win the NFC East. I think Jaden Daniels is not going to go through the sophomore slump. I think he is him, and the Commanders should have a pretty good season. Pepsi's good. I got the Jaguars beating the Panthers this season. I'm not a big Trevor Lawrence fan. They've been through the coaching carousel there with him. I think the biggest line for them is obviously Travis Hunter and how many snaps he's going to play on both sides of the ball, and is he actually going to be a weapon in the NFL? And the Panthers they're on a rebuild. They're hoping that they can. The Panthers basically are just hoping that Bryce Young can make a step forward. I think they benched him last season, and after the benching, I totally thought that would ruin his confidence, and he came back and played better after they benched him. So hopefully he can be that guy for them. I just don't know if he is, but the Panthers organization and fan base is hoping so. But I got the Jags winning this one. You got at the 3:00 games at 3:05, we have Tennessee Titans at the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos win this one. I think they win it pretty easily. I'm really high on the Broncos this year. We talked about it. I think they win that division. Yes, you heard it right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think they win that division. I really like what Bo Nix did last season. They won 10 games with a rookie quarterback. Great head coach. Defense is stout. They've got weapons to go with them. I think they're going to take a step forward here, and Bo Nix is going to come out and be even better. I think they win this one. Now, the Tennessee Titans on the other side, they have a new head coach. Don't really believe in him, but they go and they get Cam Ward. And one thing I will tell you about Cam Ward is I think he was the best quarterback coming into the season, but I like his comments. I like the leadership skills that he's showing already. He came out and said, I'm trying to change the culture. I'm trying to change this into a winning organization. And it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take some teammates going, who does this guy think he is? Right. It's going to take some uncomfortable positions because you're going to make some guys not like you, but it all pans out if you start winning football games. And I really hope this guy succeeds. I like his leadership, and we'll see how good he does with the Tennessee Titans. But I think you're going to have those rookie woes, right? I think you're going to have them. And we're going to find out, we're going to find out real quick if you have the rookie woes and you're going to have those issues. And I think he is. I just not a big believer in the pieces around him. But I like the leadership skills. You got the 49ers going to Seattle. This is a divisional game. These two teams hate each other. I don't like the 49ers. I hope they lose this game, but I think they're going to bounce back this season. Last year was kind of a fluky season for them. They were the most injured football team in the NFL, and that's no excuses, right? Because a lot of players get injured. The Cowboys had a lot last season, and everyone goes through injuries. Seattle with a new quarterback, I don't believe he is the guy that's going to lead this team to be any better than they are. Sam Darnold. Is Sam Darnold? I got to look it up. I think it's Sam Darnold. It is Sam Darnold. I'm right. He had a good year with Minnesota, but who wouldn't have a good year with that team last year, with the good offensive weapons they had, with the good defense they had, good coaching they had. But I think this is the game that 49ers bounce back, and I think they're more healthy now. Now I say that, but McCaffrey's got a calf injury, and we'll see how he does. But the 49ers bounce back this season, and I think they definitely a wild card team. Maybe when we win the division, I don't know. I got the Rams winning that division, but you just can't hold them down too much. They got a good defense. They got great coaching. They got great schemes. It's going to work out for the 49ers this year, I believe. Unfortunately, because I hate the 49ers, a team that we can't get over the hump with the Green Bay Packers and the 49ers in the playoffs. But you got a honorable mention, top 5 game in the week. The Texans travel to the Rams. The Rams are looking to not bounce back, but they're looking to prove that, hey, we're here. They won the division last year, and they're looking to stay healthy. I think a lot of their success is going to depend on the healthiness of the team. Matthew Stafford, obviously starting with number 1. Puka Nacua, he was injured a lot last year. I really like their tight end Higbee, Devontae Adams. This team is stacked on the offensive side of the football. They got a pretty good defense. And then on the other side, Stroud's looking to overcome that sophomore slump. He had a sophomore slump last year. He's looking to overcome that. Tank Dell's going to miss most of the season, I believe, this year because of his brutal injuries he keeps having. And maybe he just retires from football, which would be a daggum shame. But Collins is a great wide receiver. The Texans are going to have a good football team. They're going to play hard defense. I like their head coach. This is going to be a good game. I got the Rams winning this one, though, at home. This other one could have been game of the week. Could have been the opening game. That's how good it's going to be. It's 13-6, by the way. The Chargers at half. I guess they missed a field goal. No, sorry, it was 10-6. They must have just kicked the field goal. 13-6. Not looking like a high-scoring game there. This game is the Packers hosting the Lions. These are the 2 top teams in the NFC, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions. This game's going to be interesting. A lot of people believe that the Lions are still as good as they were. I think they're going to take a little bit step back. Not a drop off, not be only a 5-win football team. They're too talented for that, right? But they lost both coordinators in the offseason. And I believe coaching in football matters more than any other sport because you're going to run your certain schemes. You're going to run your certain offense, your certain defense. And it's very important you have one that's modern, that's going to confuse other teams. It's not Stone Age. And a lot of that plays into the success of your football team. So the Lions losing Ben Johnson, which is now the Bears head coach. You can see if he can be a head coach or not, but he's a great coordinator. The offense was booming. The defense was booming. Aaron Glenn went to the Jets to be the head coach. Don't think he's going to succeed there because the Jets are immune to winning. But the Lions are too talented to not be good. They're going to fight for this division. A lot of people say that's the division to win, and they might win it. I have the Packers winning it. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Packers. Last year you look at what Jordan Love was able to get this team to with a hurt knee all season long. He hurt his knee. He missed a couple games. Our head coach is fantastic. Matt LaFleur is an absolute beast, a stud. Won games with Malik Willis at quarterback, and we went out and we made moves. We drafted Matthew Golden to be our best wide receiver, and they say he's probably going to be it before too long, if not already. And we have We had a top 10 offense, top 10 defense. We got better in the offseason. We had Matthew. We had Matthew Golden. We had Micah Parsons. Obviously, the big trade that happened that went down. He is now questionable to play against the Lions on Sunday with the back issue. We'll see if he does play or not. But Micah Parsons, it just takes his defense to another level. And the Cowboys missed him last night. I guarantee you they missed him trying to get to the quarterback last night, and it showed in the first half. But this one's going to be a close game. I think the Packers win it. And look, this is a show up or shut up type of game because everyone is so high on the Lions, and the Packers are like, hey, let's not forget, we've won this division more times than not in the last couple seasons. We've owned this division. The Lions used to be in the cellar, all right? And the Lion fans are really starting to get arrogant, cocky, and annoying, and when it's time to take them down a notch. So I think the Packers are going to win this game. I think coach is going to have them ready to go. I really love what Matt LaFleur has done with this football team. I really love our running back. I think Jordan Love, at the end of the year, we're going to be having MVP conversations with what his numbers are going to be with this offense, and this defense is going to be great. You add Matthew Parsons to it. Matthew Parsons. I'm thinking of Matthew Golden. Micah Parsons to it. On the other side, Rashawn Gary. You have Luca Van Ness to rush to the quarterback. You got Adrian Cooper. We didn't work a deal out with Alexander, but we don't have Micah Parsons. If we signed Alexander, we let him go. We trade for Micah Parsons, and this defense is a lot better this season than it was last year, and it was pretty damn good last year. So I've got a lot of high hopes in the Packers. I've got a lot of high hopes riding on Jordan Love, and a lot of people are counting him out, saying he's not a good quarterback. I think this is the year that he takes a step forward and proves people wrong. So I got the Packers winning this one. It's going to be a really close game. I think it's a 3-point game, kind of winning on a last-minute field goal kind of thing, but give me Green Bay. The Sunday night football game, Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Buffalo Bills, and this is going to be a good game. Anytime these two guys get together, it's a pretty daggum good football team and a good football game. The Ravens have a really good defense, and they always draft well, and Lamar Jackson and the running back and all this stuff. I got the Bills winning this football game on the road against Josh Allen. I think it's going to be a tough 3-point, game. I think it's going to be a tough defensive slugfest. And I want to see Josh Allen come out and take his team on his shoulders again. And I want to see him win this football game. Now, Lamar Jackson, they should have beat the Chiefs last year. They didn't because Lamar missed a guy wide open in the end zone. And they really struggled. He struggled when it mattered, I think. Well, that's hard to say. He struggled in the Chiefs in the last drive when it mattered. They didn't win in the playoffs. It was weird. It's like the Ravens, they used Derrick Henry all year last year, and they were very successful with it. And Derrick Henry had one heck of a year, and it really shocked us because we wondered how much he had left in the tank. But they didn't use him a lot in the playoff game. And it was kind of weird, and they ended up losing. And so we'll see what happens this year. Everyone has them predicted to win the division. I think they're a wild card team this year. I think they take a little step back. I think things don't go their way this season. And then we got Monday Night Football. Minnesota Vikings traveling to Chicago. We get to see the rookie quarterback in McCarthy going up against a tough Bears defense in Chicago. It's going to be an interesting game if you are an NFC North fan. It's going to be interesting for the Bears fans to see what this team's going to be. What does Ben Johnson's first game look like? Is it going to help Caleb Williams? I really like what he's done with Caleb Williams in the offseason, basically starting him like he's a rookie, making sure he doesn't have any bad habits and things like that. The defense got better, and the offensive line got better. I think they straightened up the offensive line. They went out and made some moves. I think the Bears will be better this season, and they're going to shock some people this year. I got the Bears winning this football game. And I say shock people. I'm not saying win the division, but I think they're going to be a lot better than most people think, and they're going to be in games that they shouldn't be in. They always play Green Bay tough. So I I just don't know if Caleb Williams is that guy or not for them, but we're going to find out if he has an offensive line this year and gives him some time to throw and see a Ben Johnson type of offense. Now, it's going to be an interesting conversation because the Bears flat out just suck this year. That's going to be the conversations of, is it Caleb Williams or is Ben Johnson not as good as we thought he was, right? So we're going to have those conversations, whether they're fair or not. That kind of conversations are going to pop up. I'm interested to see what Bearski Films thinks. I'll jump on here with him at some point, and we'll talk about the NFC North. But those are your week 1 games. Jump on, guys. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me your predictions. If I didn't really have a lot of upsets, which makes me nervous that I'm going to be wrong on some of these because there's always upsets in the NFL. I could have took Atlanta over Tampa. I could have took Seattle over the 49ers. You could take Texans over the Rams. And it's not really an upset to me if the Texans beat the Rams. It's just not going to happen. Or it might happen, but it's just, I don't think it's that big of a thing. So let's see here. I'm trying to invite somebody to the show. Give me 1 second here. I know we're live and it's just not, it's not the best live stuff to be on my phone trying to talk, but, I am going to try to invite someone in. We'll have a quick little conversation about the Cowboys game because he is a Cowboy fan, and we'll go from there. But, guys, it's that time of year. The Sportscast is kicking back off. We want you to come. We want you to join. We want you to click like, subscribe. We have a new podcast and everything going on, and we're looking forward to having you. So, let me do this real quick. All right, sent that off. All right, guys. Yeah, you got the Sportscast. We have a show that comes out Wednesday mornings, and we have a live show on Friday. I'm bummed out that Craig and Jeff couldn't join me here on the show, but hopefully my guests will be able to jump on and talk about his team and their game last night, and we'll go from there. But I'm really looking forward to this weekend. We made plans with my dad, and I said we got to do it Saturday because Sunday is the first week of football, and we just gotta watch football. It is what it is. We're gonna get the snacks. We're gonna get everything out, and we're going to watch football on the couch all freaking day on Sunday. What's up, my man, Steven? How are you, sir?
What's up? Good. Can you hear me good?
I can hear you good, sir. I don't know why your name says a Sportscast, but that's okay. Well, it did to me last time. Like, what the heck? Yeah. Well, true. All right, guys. Well, this is my buddy Steven. He is a part of the new show, Them Boys Podcast. What? Welcome in, Steven. What an interesting, I'd say, first half last night.
Yeah, that's about all it was, the first half.
I went to bed at the rain delay, and I'm glad I did because I woke up and I go, did they not play? Did it just storm all night and they couldn't play again?
Might as well have.
What happened on the offensive side of the ball in the second half for the Dallas Cowboys?
I think CeeDee Lamb was back there eating some Philly cheesesteak or something like that and got it on his hands. I don't know because clearly he couldn't catch. Clearly something was wrong.
He missed some
key catches, three in like the last one. Like, come on, dude. And then Ferguson, I don't know what happened to him. Like, I mean, I get it. You got hit pretty hard, but you got to catch on. You got to catch that ball.
Yeah. You get paid a lot of money to do so, right? And
right.
Look, I mean, both teams made adjustments on defense in the halftime, and neither team scored. I mean, I think your defense surprised me in the second half there and did a lot better than I thought they would. So I think there's a lot of good things you could take away from this game. If you're a Cowboys fan, I know I hate to say moral victory because it's not a victory because you didn't win, but it's a moral success. I thought Shoddy had a good game plan and a good play call on offense, and Dak, he played a good game.
Yes, he did. There was some questionable call. There was some questionable throws that he did, but I mean that's with any quarterback. But yes, I think that he played phenomenal. And I'm not a Dak fan at all.
Yeah.
To say that,
yeah,
I've got him on my fantasy league, and I was like, "Come on, just throw a touchdown pass, run it in, something." Like, dang.
Yeah, I was really shocked, man, when I woke up the same score. I'm like, they didn't even get in field goal range for the best kicker in football. That was wild to me. The only other thing, I think if you put a spy on Hurts in the first half, he kind of
second half too
all over. It's like
second half too. It's like I feel like that just killed you because that's coaching. That's not the players. I mean, I guess the players could make adjustments, but that's coaching right there. You scheme up a spy because he's running all over you. He had more rushing yards than Bottas had more rushing yards than Saquon Barkley did. You hold Saquon Barkley the 3.3 average rushing yards. That's hell of a stop.
Oh, if you tell me that Saquon had 60 yards and Brown had one catch and what's the other guy had 3 catches? I'm saying Cowboys won this game.
And then you see CeeDee Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb had a 7 for 110 and dropped every important pass that needed to be caught. But it's the first game. There's some good things here to take away from Dallas. I think honestly, there's more good things to take away from Dallas than the Eagles. I thought the Eagles secondary looked like they are in trouble. I mean, they could not stop anybody. They're the youngest defense in the league this year, and it showed. It showed definitely. And then obviously with their stupid guy spitting in Dak's face and
give him the hawk Tua and spit on that thing.
So dumb, man. So dumb.
If that doesn't happen, I feel like the Eagles defense would have killed because then you would have had Carter right there in the nose tackle and been killing BB.
Yeah, he's lucky that it didn't cost him a game. I'm just like, I was dumbfounded by that. I'm like, not even one offensive snap and you're already ejected from the game. It's stupid.
Not even 6 seconds into the game and you've already got an ejection, a fight, a hurt player. Like, that's how you start football, man. That's how you start football for 2025.
Well, you see how Xavier Worthy got injured for the Chiefs tonight?
Bro, I don't want to talk about it. He's on my fantasy league and he has 0 points. And Travis Kelce hurt him. Like,
why
are you hurting your own player? Like, come on, man. It's like you looked at the screen and said, "Watch this, Steven. You didn't choose me in fantasy. I'm gonna hurt your player too."
I'm gonna hurt your player. He must have said something bad about Taylor Swift or something, and he laid him out in the middle.
Yeah, he's like, her music's trash. What you say? Right. What you say about my wife?
Wait till you run. It's like a running play, and he just runs out there and spears him. Oh man, that's a good game right now. It's 13-6 halftime. I hope my team played on that field last year, and half of them left hurt. So I hope that no one does this year for the Chiefs or the Chargers there, but. I went through each game and talked about him. You jumped on perfect timing. I'm interested for a couple games I'm going to ask you about. We'll go through a little bit here before we jump off. I don't know how long you got. Packers-Lions. That's going to be a damn good game right off the bat. Divisional game at Green Bay. Who do you got?
You said Lions at Green Bay?
Yeah.
I'm saying Lions.
Lions.
I don't think y'all are gonna be able to stop Jamar Gibbs and other guy.
Montgomery.
I can never think of Montgomery.
Never think of his name.
I can never think of his name.
I'm going Green Bay. Obviously, not obviously like I'm a homer, but I just think it's a prove a year for us. It's a show to shut up or show up. We're at home. Lions lost both their coordinators and a really important offensive line. I think they take a little step back here. I mean, they won 15 games, so I don't think that, obviously going to take a little step
Right.
back in the win column probably, but I think Packers jump up. I think this is a 3-point field goal win for us in the last second field goal at home.
See, I had the
Let's talk.
Cowboys winning last night
Yeah,
by 3 points. And if they would have scored that touchdown, they would have been up
I
by
think that
3.
was the turning point when Miles Sanders fumbled that football.
Hey, Dak was the best player
And
on defense right there.
oh man, without him, that's a touchdown right
Oh,
there,
all day.
big time. All right, Steelers Jets, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Aaron Rodgers. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to lead the Steelers to anywhere this season?
I
Or
think
you think
so.
he's?
I think he's still got it in him.
I know
I don't
everyone
even know
called him. Go ahead.
who do
Sorry.
they even have. Who do they even have as receivers since they got rid of Pickens?
They got DK Metcalf from the Seattle.
I think he's going to have
So
a drop year this year.
yeah, well, I think he's going to be a favorite target because I don't know who else they got to throw the ball to. And I think they beat the Jets. The Jets are going to be terrible, like always, but they're immune to winning, is what I call it. But I think my bold prediction of the year is that Aaron Rodgers takes Steelers to the playoffs.
Yeah, I can see that.
They got a good defense. He doesn't going to play hero ball. You know, they got a good head coach. And everyone called him washed, but you go look at his numbers last year. He had some top 10 numbers in a lot of important categories. So I'm like, it was the Jets. That was
Right.
the problem.
On a trash team, you got good numbers. I mean, you can't play off that. Like, come on.
Baltimore goes to Buffalo Monday Night Football. I gave this one to Buffalo just because they're at home. I mean,
I'm giving it to Buffalo.
This is two teams that are pretty evenly matched. They always. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And then we got Minnesota and the Bears Monday Night Football. I gave it to the Bears. I think they're going to be better than a lot of people think they are this year. They've shored up the offensive line. You got Ben Johnson. We're going to see what he can do with Caleb Williams. And then on the other end of the football, when Minnesota, you're starting a rookie quarterback. I don't believe in J.J. McCarthy. And I think they're going to take – I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to be last place in their division and take a fall off the cliff this year.
I don't know.
Opinion,
See, I'm not a Caleb Williams fan. Like, I'm not about his hype. He did not show me anything last year at all.
I'm not either. So –
well, of course. I mean, look at your hat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if he was good, I would say it. But I'm like, he had some moments, but his offensive line was bad. And his head coach was a moron. Which is now your defensive coordinator, but but some, we talk about it all the time. Some coordinators aren't good head coaches. They're just great coordinators, right? Vic Fangio,
Right.
Terrible head coach, one of the best defensive coordinators in football. So he could turn out to be really good for you. I just don't like not spying the running quarterback last night. I didn't get that,
Makes no sense.
Yeah, but if you had to give me a bold prediction, I'm gonna put you on the spot. If you had to give me a bold prediction for the NFL this year, what is it?
I think the Cleveland Browns might make it to this playoffs. Shadur Sanders. Shadur Sanders is going to come in and freaking win it.
Oh, I thought defense, Flacco might have a decent year, but Shadur Sanders, that is a bold take, sir. Definitely.
Hey. I mean, I feel like if you get him in there, I think people are going to underestimate him. I mean, I'm not a big fan of how he was in college and stuff, his attitude, but he's a hell of a player.
All right. Well, I'm going to have to agree to disagree on that one. But, his attitude was trash. And his what really hurt him to me in the draft was he didn't take any of the interviews seriously,
It's his dad.
His attitude. He reports he's listening to music while you're trying to interview him. I'm like, what are we doing here? This is something, We'll see. I have nothing ill against him. I just don't think it's going to pan out well for him in the NFL. But he's a third string quarterback. But we shall see. Hopefully, he stays away from Deshaun Watson and the women parlors, and we'll be good.
Deshaun Watson's gonna be like, "Hey, follow me. I know where the good spots are." Didn't he just get married too?
Oh man, I don't know. Deshaun Watson is something that just needs to kind of disappear from the league and never heard back again. But we'll see. I don't know when he's coming back from the injured list. Like,
Is he injured or just getting,
well, he blew
help?
his Achilles. Well, he blew his Achilles last year, so
I bet he did blow it.
or someone blew it.
Exactly. See.
But you think he'd be playing for Robert Kraft? But I digress. Well, guys, I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. Steven, thanks for jumping on for the little bit here at the end. This is Steven and my buddy Lee. He wasn't able to be on tonight, but they are on Them Boys podcast. Check it out on TikTok. Check it out on the Sportscast YouTube page. And anything they do is going to be under Them Boys tab. They're going to come on and talk all about Dallas Cowboys. They are one of the very few realistic Cowboy fans that I know. I appreciate that. It's not going to – they're not the –
What do you think? I'm not wearing any Cowboys gear today. I'm very disappointed in them. I am not wearing their trash right now.
They're not the we're going to win the Super Bowl every year kind of Cowboy fan that annoys the hell out of me. So I really appreciate that. And but yeah, follow them guys and follow the Sportscast and jump on, and we'll pitch you on here live. We have live shows every Friday night, and then we have another show on Wednesdays. And then we'll lock down the schedule for Them Boys and get them out there too as well. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks again, Steve, for jumping on, man.
No problem. Have a good night.
God bless, and remember to keep it outspoken.